Hello everyone, this is part number 33, coming at you with another monthly montages video. Now this is the last monthly montage of 2016, but it will not be the last video of the day. I'm going to upload 3 videos today. I already uploaded one, which was the Dallas plane spotting. I'm going to upload this one. And then around 11 or 10 tonight, I'll be uploading like a monthly montages. Shouldn't really call it that. It's like an overview of 2016 as a whole. Taking aspects from every month, putting it into one PowerPoint, since I have records of every single month that I've ever done, every single video that I've made. I started the series in November 2015, so yeah. Without further ado, let's begin. But first, actually, sorry about that. Missed a few things. So on November 24th, for last video, November 24th, Eva Air got this livery. It's a very nice livery, actually. I really like it. It like brightens up the whole picture, to be honest. Either that or the photographer did a lot of editing. But it still is a fantastic picture. It makes the livery look awesome. But yeah, there you go. And on November 30th, I just found this and decided to put it for no absolute reason. But it looks kind of cool. The Latin One World livery was introduced on their A321. So yeah, now let's begin with December. On December 2nd, Cebu Pacific got their first A330 in the new colors. I forgot that Cebu Pacific operated A330s. I'm wondering if they're going to start international flights. I hope they do, so we could see more of them in the United States. It'd be like a WOW Air or Eurowings to the United States, the way they do not charter flights, low-cost flights to the United States, which would be cool. Here's some big news. On November 2nd, Norwegian Air International, which is a basically a subsidiary, not a subsidiary, it's like a sister airline to Norwegian, just like Jet2 is to Jet2 Holidays. That is based in Ireland, received permission to fly to the U.S. They want to open up a base in New York so they can start flights to the Caribbean all over the place, but of course let their main hubs be in Europe. So, also on December 2nd, this was all on December 2nd, by the way. Very busy day. The first Cayman Airways 738 came out, as well as their new livery, which is pretty awesome. In case you don't know, Cayman Islands, which is where the Cayman Airways is from. Cayman Islands is not a separate country. It is a territory owned by Britain still, part of the British Empire, but it's still part of Britain to this day. However, it's mainly used by a lot of U.S. bankings, just like how Ireland was for Apple when they had all their money in Ireland. A lot of banks and rich people had stashed their money in the Caymans. I don't know why I said that, because this is an airplane video. But yeah, and also Cayman Airways had only 733s in their fleet. Now they got a 738, so yeah, congrats to them for upgrading their fleet. December 3rd, Wizz Air released their Budapest Olympic Games livery. Now, I remember a while ago I made a video and I included the Air France Paris Olympic Games 2024. Now, I made fun of them because I made fun of the French arrogance and that the Tokyo Games haven't even happened yet and they're still advertising for 2024. I was completely wrong. My sincerest apologies to Air France fans as well as Air France themselves. But the truth is, they're still voting on the new place. And Paris is an option as well as Budapest. I personally would favor Budapest because, we've had enough of big cities hosting Olympic Games. Like, for example, the Winter Games are happening in a smaller city in Seoul. Like, I bet none of you have heard of the city of Sochi before the Olympic Games happened. So yeah, that'd be cool if Budapest was put on the map for Olympic Games. On December 7th, the Department of Justice, in case you don't know what the DOJ is, approved the Alaska-Virgin America merger. I read into this. Of course, I forgot most of it. I know that Virgin America will not be entirely destroyed. However, Virgin America will do a little bit more flights out of Seattle, and Alaska Airlines will also do many more flights out of LA and San Francisco and etc. So yeah, there you go. Another milestone in aviation history, especially American. And also a milestone in aviation history, especially for our American pals. By American pals, I mean the American aviation lovers. United 333 came out. We were waiting for this anxiously. They said it would be delivered in late 2017. We didn't know how late that was going to be. But on December 7th, it was unveiled to the world in its glory. I really like this picture, though. The only thing that takes my eye is the engine. Like, for some reason, the engine's just, like, cut. Like, in most pictures, you want to get a picture where it shows the engine blade. Anyway, just give, like, millions of spoilers. You can't see any engine blades in any of these pictures. Anyway, so, yeah. Anyway, so, basically, This is a very big milestone. It's very popular, just like with every new American thing that happens to an American airline. Like, there's AI models made for FSX, there's planes made for FSX, there's liveries, there's models by Gemini Jets, there's everything and everything, everything. If only they gave that much care to other airlines in the world, but I'm not complaining. Next, on December 7th, also, unfortunately, a Pakistani airliner. I say that like it's a big plane. It wasn't. It was an ATR 72, but that still, I mean, 42, but that still doesn't lessen the tragedy. PIA flight 661 crashed in northern Pakistan in the mountains, in the mountain range, killing everyone on board. They don't know what happened yet, unfortunately, and the families of the victims have my condolences. Now, speaking of plane crashes, this month had a lot of them, to be honest. A lot of accidents and incidents. On December 8th, Air Caribes, I probably butchered that, but I tried Google Translate, that's what it told me, which is a very good source, sarcasm. Simply, Air Caribes Simply came out. This is, it's like a hop for Air France, or Lufthansa Regional for Lufthansa. It's basically like a, regional airline. If you don't know what Air Caribes is in the first place, it's an airline that serves the territories of Guadeloupe and Martinique in the Caribbean that are still owned by France. So, yeah. On December 9th, sorry about that. On December 9th, First Island Air Q400. I forgot completely about this, about what it is and everything. Island Air, I don't know whether it's a Canadian airline, I don't know, because I know the Q400s are made in Canada, and just like most planes before they're delivered, they have the registration of their producer, just like that. Cebu Pacific A330 had French registration before it was delivered to the Philippines. But yeah, I don't know where this airline is based. You can look them up. I know they're not new. They've been around for a while, and they got their first Q400, so congrats to them. On December 10th, the first Xiamen Airlines 789 they got their first 789. Congrats to them. Hope to see these on their American routes, especially Seattle. Phoenix Models or Gemini just releases this plane, I'll have an excuse to get a plane for my Seattle Model Airport, which I will be starting up soon again. I'm gonna order some planes once I get home from this trip. So yeah. Another incident. So on December 11th, this isn't big. I just decided to put it because it was funny. Not funny, but I mean, no one died. No one was even injured. It is funny, actually, okay? On December 11th, Delta Flight 724 skidded off a taxiway in Detroit. Now, the reason I included this was because Michigan was battered with many winter storms. We got like 12 inches of snow. Actually, like more like 2 feet of snow, which is 24 inches, math. And yeah, it was pretty bad flying conditions. In fact, my dad had a trip to Las Vegas on the same day that this happened, by the way, and it was canceled because of the weather conditions. The airport was freaking closed. Yeah, it got that bad, so there you go. Just include Michigan in there for no reason. December 14th, Alaska Airlines released their merger livery for Virgin Atlantic and Alaska Airlines. It's actually a very nice livery, to be honest. I really like it. So congrats again to Alaska, Virgin America. I hope this brings good stuff to Alaska. Rest in peace, Virgin America. We all loved you as America's best airline, according to Skytrax. So yeah, it's a very nice livery too. Imagine if they just made that their default livery from now on. Oh man, that'd be fun. On December 17th, Emirates released their FA World Cup livery on their A380s. I have no idea what the FA World Cup is. Is it like a different sport? Because I see a trophy. Maybe not. I think it's like a soccer game, the FA World Cup. I have no clue. I'm not a fan of soccer, or if you're at the United States, I'm not a fan of football. I'm not a fan of any sport, really. I don't really watch sports that much. Ever since I had complications, I couldn't do sports, so unfortunately. But that gave me more time to do YouTube and school and fly. So, I don't know. But I will get back to sports eventually, in case you were wondering. On December 18th, Eurowings released the Boomerang Club livery. Boomerang Club is either, I'm trying to think, is either their new mileage program or a credit card club that sponsors Eurowings. You know, like how there's this credit card. All the ads with Samuel L. Jackson, that same card sponsors United. I can't remember, is it like the Citi card? I don't think so. Anyway. Yeah, I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember, but yeah. So same thing like this. So yeah, there you go. On December 19th, Atlantic Airways got a new livery on their A320. In case you don't know what Atlantic Airways is, basically says on the new livery now that it belongs to the Faroe Islands, which are a distant group of islands just north of Scotland. In case you don't know where Scotland is, how dare you? It's in the United Kingdom. So it's just up above the British Isles. It's pretty far into the middle of the ocean. It's a group of islands. They're owned by Denmark, but some countries see them as a free country. The United States doesn't, because we don't care about tiny puny countries that have no relevance towards us. So yeah, it's a very nice livery. I'm glad they emphasize that they're from the Faroe Islands. But it's not much different than American Airlines putting the American flag on their tail. So yeah, on December 20th, it's a lot of news about Air Caribbean. Air Caribbean got the first A350 without the engines though. So yeah, expect. This is like trailers for new movies, like the Rogue One trailer, for example, or any other good movie in 2016, that trailer. So basically, without the engines is the trailer, like the Lufthansa one. Without the engines is the trailer, and then you have to wait for the engines to come on for it to fly in order to get the full thing. Unless it's a tiny puny airline that nobody cares about, and then you forget eventually. Like Uzbekistan Airlines, for example, got their first 787 recently, and the news in Uzbekistan went all crazy. But of course, the world didn't care, because Uzbekistan is a country that no one cares about. On December 20th, that isn't my honest opinion, by the way. That's just a sarcasm. I appreciate every country equally, especially since I'm a geography nerd. So yeah, on December 20th, Aerosecure flight. What the heck? Why'd you do that? 4544. There we go. My brain just died for some reason. Overran the runway at a small airport in Colombia, killing everyone but one person on board. It's a cargo flight. There was a famous video of the planes overshooting the runway right next to the biker taking the video. And it's a pretty weird video. It got me surprised. And then the same video showed the plane stalling right after takeoff and crashed. Investigators believe that it may have been caused by fuel starvation. Oh, and by the way, that plane crash last month with the sports team on board, that was caused by, they've confirmed that it's been caused by fuel starvation due to lack of proper flight planning. So yeah, there you go. Here's a big one. So Iran Air got the first A321. This is because Iran Air decided to drop America and their Boeing. Not because Iran hates America, so get that thought out your head, but because the Congress didn't want Boeing to start selling things to Israel didn't either. So yeah, Israel wanted to sue Airbus, but that never happened for giving planes to Iran, sorry. And yeah, congrats to Iran Air, and they're expected to get many more Airbus aircraft soon. They wanted to get A380s, but they couldn't afford it. Another incident. So Africa Airways Flight 209er. On December 23rd. So basically what happened was on a regional flight in Libya, there we go, that's the country, was hijacked by a group of assailants claiming to be Gaddafi supporters. If you don't know who Gaddafi is, you obviously didn't grow up in the 80s and 90s. He was basically the dictator of Libya for a few decades. And so yeah, he died recently though, so basically there's no real reason to do that. Anyway, moving on. Another plane crash. See what I mean? On Christmas Day, even, that plane, I'm not going to say that registration because I'm lazy. That plane crashed. There was no flight number for it. It was a military flight operated by the Russian government. It was a flight bringing a bunch of Navy personnel as well as the Red Army Choir for some reason over to their airbase in Syria. A lot of Russian a lot of Russian politicians blamed the Syrian rebels for their devastation of Aleppo, and they decided to blow up the plane, but that wasn't what caused the crash. They've ruled out terrorism and are now looking into pilot error. They've also grounded the entire fleet of Tupolev 154s, which is the plane you're looking at, because they think it's a fatal flaw, because the Tupolev 154, let's just be honest now, it doesn't really have a good safety record. They've had like 70 plane crashes in the last 2 decades. So, yeah. On December 25th, not plane crashes like accidents into this. Moving on. On December 25th, Back to happy news. Valaris got their got a Costa Rica livery. They didn't get it, they made it. I guess to support new routes to Costa Rica. I don't know, because the photo I got this, it had no caption, had no meaning behind it. It was just there. So I decided to take the closest word I could see, which was Costa Rica, and boom, there. So I have no idea whether this livery, whether this livery promotes a new route to Costa Rica. I don't know, but it's there. And also, I want to mention that the condensation over there in the cloud, the mountain, is amazing. Moving on December 26th, this was gotten very little media coverage. ANA got their first A320neo. There you go, a month after they got their first A321. Congrats to ANA. Wish them the best of flights with their new aircraft. And let's move on to the last few slides. On December 29th, Japan Air Commuter got their first ATR 42. If you don't know what Japan Air Commuter is, I recommend you go watch my Japan Airlines Crash Course Airlines video that I made. Basically, Japan Air Commuter is like a subsidiary of Japan Airlines that operates within mainland Japan. So, yeah. On December 29th, Capital Airlines released their 10U travel livery. I suppose it's like, I thought originally it was a miles program. I don't know if that's wrong or not, but that's my hypothesis with no base of evidence whatsoever. But hey, that's how I roll. Don't do that. Always get evidence for your hypothesis. So yeah, there you go. Alright, so routes time, the most fun part. So Icelandair is going to start flights to Belfast with their subsidiary, which I forgot their name. United is going to stop flights from Dulles to Manchester. Air Canada adds Toronto to San Antonio, Toronto to Memphis, Toronto to Savannah, Georgia, Montreal to Dallas Fort Worth, and Vancouver to Phoenix. Delta adds Boston to Tampa. Korean Air adds my mind just went blank. Seoul to Barcelona. United cancels flights to Oslo. Aeromexico is going to start flights to Calgary. Qantas announced their big announcement, the most famous route of this entire month, maybe even the year. Qantas announced flights from Perth to London Heathrow with their new Boeing 787-9, which is yet to be delivered. That route will be the first time that mainland Australia and London have ever been connected with one flight. It's supposed to take 18 hours, and according to the range of the 789, it's impossible to fly from London to Sydney. You'll just run out of fuel. I learned that the hard way when I did that FSX flight with Dubai to Auckland. You have to have like a full fuel, even a little bit more fuel than usual, because when I flew, I ran out of fuel when I was descending, so I had to like cheat and put in more fuel. Anyway, moving on. Where was I? Alaska adds San Francisco. See, I told you because of the merger, they're spending more in San Francisco. They're adding routes from SFO to Orange County, Minneapolis, and Orlando. Emirates adds Fort Lauderdale. Cathay Pacific is going to end their flights to Riyadh and Saudi Arabia. Ryanair ends to end? No, they're going to begin Tel Aviv. That was a typo. And Aeromexico is going to start flights to Detroit, which is normally I would be excited for it, but then after I realized how much politics goes into the airline industry, it's just another dip in the road. So Aeromexico is going to start flights to Mexico City in April, and they're also going to start flights to Monterey using Aeromexico Connect, which is going to be cool seeing their planes in Detroit. But then again, it's a SkyTeam member, and of course it's going to be SkyTeam member because any other airline that is a SkyTeam member is welcome to Detroit. But if you're Qatar, never mind. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Remember, I will be uploading the yearly montage of 2016 up in a few hours. So yeah, give me some time to relax my neck because I've been sick for the past 4 days, and that plane spotting didn't really help since it was like freezing cold thanks to the winds. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Rate, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in a few hours. Have a happy new year if you don't watch that video. I don't blame you. So yeah, have a good one.